Welcome, welcome to another EBX discussion, and hope you're enjoying the jazz. I love jazz. I love jazz music. I love all kind of music, especially hip hop. But I'm trying to learn all other genres of music as long as it's righteous. And thank those for coming in. Welcome, my soldiers and soldierettes. Salute. And if you're alive and breathing, we are back to fight another day. Remember that. Never give up on strengthening one's spirit and one's mind and psyche. I'm always focusing on that psyche. As a lot of us out here are doing. My reachers and teachers, salute. And I honor thy ancestors. And may anyone in our families that we held dear, may they rest in peace and in power. And may everyone in our families, may they prosper. And everything we touch turn to gold. And I honor thy mother. And I honor thy father. And I honor thy sister, and I honor thy brother. And when you determine, and you done been through some shit, and you no longer playing games, and you serious on this walk, and you want to, you want others to grow, that you come in contact with, and you've studied oneself for a long, long time. I'm talking about some has put in months, some has put in years, some maybe have put in decades, depending on the age group we're in, and it's brother or sister. And when you take the time to study yourself seriously now, not just talking about it, when we really live this and we really do it. And we always got to remember, a lot of us have been through this process. So never judge anyone that we hear speaking, brother or sister, because we don't know what they've been through. But when you get through all that and you get to a space where you don't give a fuck, remember, not about accountability, family, those we're connected to, the righteous things of life. I'm not talking about that. But don't give a fuck about things that will discourage you, things that will bring you down. When you get past all that and you're brutally honest, and even when you mess up and make mistakes, you still get up, you dust yourself, back off, and you get back on board. When you do things like this, every day, live it your life, live, eat, breathe, and sleep, nothing. Nothing. I don't care what it is, person, place, or thing. Nothing can penetrate a divine mind. I'm going to say that again. Nothing, no person, place, or thing. If you are strong like steel within and determined, nothing can penetrate a divine mind when you've experienced this. So, and this for a brother or a sister, if you're going to believe in God or the creator or whatever higher force that you're going to for needs, protection, prayer, meditation, you better take it serious, because we all know about karma, right? So I talk about that a lot, but I ain't going to get into it too much. I always say, you want to live a somewhat comfortable life and limited complications, study karma. We all know what karma's about. But remember, folks, there's good karma. It's not always bad karma. I think some of us that aren't really haven't reached, that deep level of success thinking in our minds. Some of us is always those that haven't made it there yet. I always got to mention that. There's people like that. What I was trying to say. Not those that are aware, but some that are not, that think that bad karma is all there is. No, there is good karma. It just depends what you contemplate on and what you study on within your spirit, in your mind, in your psyche. And this goes for brother or sister, young or old. Whatever we think about the most, whatever we harbor inside, whatever it is, that's what will lead the way in our life. So if you have a defeated spirit, so to speak, and you're downtrodden all the time, your life is probably pretty miserable, right? Right? And I don't have to be a psyche to know this. This is life experiences teaches us this. Life experiences is our teacher. Life experiences is our divine, because that's what that higher force does. That's what that greater creator does. Mother Nature, the universe. That's what that higher force does. A lot of us like-minded, high vibrational brothers and sisters out here that has been on this walk forever. We know this, and we know that there's, different beliefs and different guides, but there's only one. There's only one higher force. There's only one higher self. There's righteous is the only way. There is no other way. And again, a lot of us have tried the unrighteous way. And what happens when you're not righteous, when you're not honest, when you're evil and sneaky and not doing things right? Those that have done that, what happened in your life? And those that's living an evil, malice life now, what is your life like? I don't even have to be in your life to know. How do I know this? If you're not focusing on that divine spirit within yourself, within your children, those you come in contact with, when you're really seeking life within yourself and in others, that's when you begin to see how divine and beautiful our life is. You're always going to hear me talk on this divine because it's touched many of our hearts. That's why we're so passionate, and it doesn't just have to be speaking. That divine can touch us in many areas. It's just speaking. Words are powerful when they're taken serious and we really listen and try to learn. And I always say, extract the needed tools of the past. And one of the tools I'm extracting right now is how, let's just cut through the chase. It's how dumb one was at one time and the dumb shit that one used to do. Now, that's when you kind of reflect a little bit. And, if you haven't, conquered the impulses, if you haven't conquered them, think of the shit that has happened in the past, this brother or sister, young or old. Think of I'm talking about the bad, really not the minor things that we could fix, but think of the really impactful negative things that we have done in the past. And that should bring us to the present and make us do right. It works for me, and it works for many others. But some of us, I don't know, I guess some people like being in the mud. And they think, you can never overpower the great divine. I don't care how you come at it, how much money you have. I talk about this a lot. I don't give a damn how powerful you are, how many people's following you, how huge you are. Ask yourself this question, brother or sister, that's thinking superficial and only want material status. Ask yourself this question. Are you bigger than that great divine? Are you greater than the universe? And we all know the answer to that. No, you're not. None of us are. And for those who get to a state like that, would think you can outdo God. Woo! Your life is going to be hell. Literally, you can create your own hell. People say if you do this and you do that, you go to hell. Hell is right here on earth, my brothers and sisters. That's why in these times, I always say we on divine time, not man time. You better be one with that divine, greater creator, higher force. Because there's one higher force. It's just that in our lives, as we're coming up and we're in different situations and we're raised in different families in different ways, we come through different ways. And many of us have come through the Christian way. A lot of us have. And I always dissect Christianity. I never really beat up on it. I always tell those that are in Christianity or any religion, just make sure you're true to oneself. Always ask questions, and you'll find your way. You'll know. Because if you're connected to that divine, truly, and nothing's in the way of it, you'll come to that truth, as many of us have. One thing we learn in this life, brothers and sisters, step back, play out scenarios, study oneself, and let things play out. Let that divine move. Let that greater creator move. Let that force move through us. And you will see things will come when we don't try to push and make things happen. We make things happen, but not in a boisterous, bully, pushing type way. You know what I mean? Because, of course, that divine wants us. It's not, that force is not going to do everything for us. We do have to put in some action. We do have to put in work. But we move when we feel that divine spirit within us to teach, speak, whether it's doing music or it's going out to eat with someone or talk to someone or something for a business or a family affair or children, anything in our life, even whether it's important or not, just move with that divine in everything, and it'll just will help you with a lot of situations. And it'll also, when you're connected to that divine and you study righteousness on a daily basis, and you live, eat, sleep, and breathe it, and you're really serious, toxicity, it's like toxicity will start to be highlighted, if that's, so to speak. You will start highlighting the toxicities and little things that we used to miss when we weren't connected to that divine. We will begin to see the things that we didn't see before. And that's when we know. That's when we surely know. When we see things, whether it's in person, place, or a thing that we just didn't pay attention to before. You have to be serious on this walk. Because one thing I will always say, and that's something that we all can agree on, my brothers and sisters, my soldiers and soldierettes, salute. One thing we all can agree on, whether it's God, Creator, the divine, higher force, there is a higher force out there. And we all, especially those that are melanated and vibrating on a very high vibration, we have all witnessed or experienced those weird magical things that's unexplainable. We have experienced this, and that's our evidence that there is a higher force. And those that really cling to that divine, that higher force, we see more and more of that. And that's what makes us strive. That's what makes us want to share with others. Because you have to step into the unknown to know the unknown. That's the only way you're going to see. You got to be serious with it. You got to talk to that divine, even when we're by ourselves. We take our divine with us everywhere, while we're speaking, while we're at work, while we're driving in the car, while we're taking a shower. I don't care if we're on the toilet. We talk to the divine then too, because the divine is always in our life. The divine is always doing things for us. So we have to give that same energy and attention to that divine. We have to take it serious. And like I said, I used to say the divine punishes us, but the divine doesn't punish us, because we punish ourselves. That great higher force doesn't have to punish us. It just sit back, and because remember, brothers and sisters, the higher force can see everything, knows everything about us from the day we were born, knows everything we're going to do before we do it. So it doesn't have to punish us. I kind of, and that's another thing. When you really take a divine intervention in this real spiritual walk, it's beautiful when you take it serious. That force will take you to many levels. It will open up your eyes. That force will let you see through the lens of that divine. And you will be like, wow, it's like, it can't be real. But it is, brothers and sisters, in a spiritual realm, in a spiritual way. It is real. There is a higher force out there, And like I've said before, I can't be the only brother that's experiencing these great divine experiences. It's a lot of us out here experiencing it. I know it, whatever we call it. A lot of us, even those that are Christians, when I was into Christianity and stuff, I was experiencing, magical things then, But the more I study, the more I take it serious, as we all should, brothers and sisters, my soldiers and soldierettes, salute. You will begin to see more of that. And that divine will wake up that part of that brain, that spiritual side, that explorer side, that seeking side. Once we tap into that side, man, nothing in this whole wide world, I don't give a fuck what it is, nothing can penetrate that divine mind, especially when you've been studying oneself and you really have embedded spirituality so deep in your soul. It's nothing now. You only have to work for it. And that's what being one with that divine, wherever we are in our lives, brothers and sisters, wherever we are, high status, low status, wherever we are, go with that divine. Never back up. Because what are we looking for in that divine, brothers and sisters? Results. And that divine will help us with what? Ourselves, our personal lives. When we get those little moments where we might be concerned about something, go to that divine. Don't you ever, never let yourself become confused, because that's when you have stopped on that walk. Never do that. Every thought that enters our mind, our psyche, everything we're entering in, always remember, study, figure things out, study our emotions, everything that come into us, especially if it's somewhat negative, because they get in, that's the thing when you're walking a righteous life, a lot of things not a lot, but some things will come off the left. Just some things will happen just for no reason. And something I heard a content creator say, because I listen to brothers and sisters. I'm a listener. I love my brothers and sisters as well as my family. I listen to my family too. Real talk. Salute. And that's what make a lot of us be connected to that divine. We just buckle down and just understand and overstand person, place, or thing. Makes for a less complicated life. But what I was finna say that I heard a content creator say, and like I say, folks, I don't make light of people who are not aware or dealing with inner issues, because sometimes it can be pretty sad, but a lot of times it's nothing you can do, because, we have to change oneself, right? Man or woman in the mirror, like Michael Jackson said. So, and a lot of times when people aren't aware of themselves, because I've been in this space, I know what it's like. And literally demons will jump out of them, and really they won't even realize it. When an individual is like that has been toxic, and a lot of times it's not their fault, but still, when they've been like this for a long time, a lot of them, people that are like this, brother or sister, they think it's normal. Well, I'm here to tell you, brothers and sisters, those that are being toxic and think it's, cool or trendy to be toxic, where they, like I heard a brother say, where the fuck they do that at? You think anything's good gonna come from toxicity? Is toxic a good word? No, it's not. What is toxic? Something that's gross, nasty, and not good for the environment, right? So, are you, like I heard a brother say, are you sewer water? You know what I mean? So you're not. You're a human being. We can change. It's all up to choices. It's all up to us. So toxicity isn't a good thing, brothers and sisters. It's not a trend. It's not something cool. So whoever the fuck think that's cool, you're fucked up in the head. Real talk. Because living a non-righteous life, what is the opposite of righteous? So do I need to say more? That's all I got to say. And like I say, we all know about karma. So need I go any further? We all know about karma. So stick with that righteousness, even through the storms, even through the challenges. That just build us. That just make us stronger. Strong like steel. When we live that divine's will. And don't be thrown back or take things personal. If something bothers you all the time, then that means you're not done healing. You haven't fixed the little inner issues that might have with oneself. If things still trigger you or set you off. I heard another brother say that, and just become one and learn from our brothers and sisters that's speaking out here. If you stay within righteousness, you will connect with the right brothers and sisters. And guess what? That divine will connect us with the right brothers and sisters. That's why it's important to be one with that higher force. Your higher self is connected to that higher force. But higher force, higher self, you can't get to that divine unless you're in your higher self. So there's no other way for those out there being evil and toxic. You can keep trying. You might even get away with it for a while. But at some point, that negative, toxic building that you have been building will at some point crumble. And then what'll happen when it crumble? Well, I've seen so many toxic brothers and sisters do. First of all, you be in the woulda, coulda, shoulda. What always end up happening? for those that don't want to be righteous. What do they end up doing when they finally see their bad ways and they do become remorseful? And I don't know why people even go through it. And especially those that are aware of the consequences, what do they usually do? Oh, God, forgive me. And then they want to be righteous. See, that's what I'm talking about. So just be correct, as be as perfect, not perfect, but just be the best of ourselves. Be as great as we can possibly be, and we'll never go wrong. Don't be paranoid and worrying about this and worrying about that. Just be connected to that divine. Be as accountable as we can possibly be. Take care of our families, watch our children, connect with the like-minded brothers and sisters out here, and just keep that circle balanced and deal with every issue as it comes, inner and outer. And put that divine in everything, and you always come out shining. And when we get to that space when we're like powerfully, like we're unbothered by things and we're able to listen, we teach it to others. Always remember to teach what we learn, that power that we get from that great divine, and pass it on to someone else via the young youth or somebody older. Somebody unaware, even a brother or sister that might already be aware. It's still good. It just doubles their power. So that's how I look at it. So stick to that divine, my brothers and sisters. And I've lived this, and I've seen many other brothers and sisters live this. I've seen people live it in my family. I've seen God touch my mom's life and other people in my family's life. I see that great divine working, but you have to be in that space, and that divine will let you see through that lens. But you have to go through a lot of shit to get there. It's not easy. You don't just connect with that divine overnight. You have to get rid of all the toxicities and all. We always gonna have some old, like they say, old habits die hard. There's always gonna be some things that's gonna be hard to shake off. But don't worry about that. The divine knows that. What that divine wants is our heart, brothers and sisters, our heart. Fuck all this shit on the outside. Keep your heart right. Once you got your heart right, your soul right, your spirit right, nothing, I don't give a damn, nothing can penetrate a divine mind once you get there. So study being divine. Like I say, look up things. Listen to brothers and sisters. Listen to meditative videos, music, anything to keep your mind balanced and purified, because you can't get those blessings being toxic, brothers and sisters. I'm sorry. Conniving and sneaky and trying to make things happen, trying to be bigger than the great divine, you're going to be lost. You're going to be lost. So just do what's right to begin with, and like I said, be as great as we can possibly be. And I'm telling you, it's the gift that keeps on giving. And you will see your life begin to be a lot better, and you will have less complications. And I'll say again, when you stay one with that divine and you're serious and you're not on no bull, nothing will ever in this life be able to penetrate our divine mind. And that's my thought. It's my real thought, my positive thought. And I give honor and salute to the reachers and teachers and brothers and sisters that come in to another EBX discussion. Much love. Man, my reachers and teachers, thank you. You helped a brother get to this point. I just want y'all to know that. My content creators out there, my family, salute. I honor your family. I honor my family. Man, much love. And I honor my children, their mothers, brothers and sisters all over the world. May you have the ultimate peace in your part of the world, wherever you are, right now. 1.